rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My fans on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the result. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who be caught up in using what I was scarred with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Penciling out my darkest while stenciling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B, just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawing. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena on. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, outcast it like hey ya.
Yo, party people in the place to be. What's good? It's the #1 Chief Rocket Knicks Universal main man, Uncle Freezy, and welcome to the premiere Knicks in the Nighttime joint, the Knicks at Night podcast. Salute to everyone watching us on X, and salute to everyone watching us on YouTube, or however you are watching. Welcome in. Welcome in, man. I see y'all piling in the door, man. Salute everybody, man. Ricardo Torres in the building. Salute. Man, Rodney Atkins in the building. Salute to all the members. Yo, RC Creative is in the building. Danny Landis is in the building. Salute everybody, man. Y'all come on in here. We got to talk about my guy. Man, we got to talk about my guy. Man, we got to talk about my guy. Oh, my gosh. This legit is my heartstring, y'all. This is my heartstring, man. I'm going to get to it. I'm going to talk about this real quick, and then gonna try to get to some other topics, but I want to talk about this thing real quick. So I have a few words I have jotted down, right? I have a few words jotted down, man. Look, I'm so excited about, man. Look, man. Let's go. Let's go. Man, I've been waiting for, man, let's go. Y'all know I've been waiting for a move like this, man, forever. Let's go, Leon Rose. He got our guy here in the building. Man, look, I got this thing over here that I want to say to everyone, right? I want to say this thing to everybody. I need to calm down a little bit because I'm super excited, right? I'm so excited that I fear that if I don't take a deep breath and calm my ass down right before I get into this thing, man, I feel like I'm gonna mess it up. I'm gonna let a few people get in here. Man, listen, man. Jeremy Sochan, bro. God, bro. Jeremy Sochan? Come on, dog. Come on, dog. Come on, dog. Jeremy Sochan, listen, when the Knicks traded for OG Anunoby, I was excited, right? When the Knicks traded for OG Anunoby, I was excited, right? And then when the Knicks traded for Mikal Bridges, I was hyped, right? Let's go. When the Knicks traded for Cat, I was like, my man is cooking, right? But this one player, out of all the players in the NBA, right? There are a lot of them. There are a lot of players, right? There are a lot of players that probably would be a fit, right? But there's one player based on his potential, his asking price, his salary, his age, all those things was a fit for the Knicks. And I've been telling y'all for months who it is, right? Right? Just like I told y'all about Pacom Dadier before the Knicks drafted Pacom Dadier, right? Now, I'm not saying that I'm a mind reader. I'm just saying sometimes a fit just looks like a fit. But Jeremy, so let's go! Let's go, man. Let's go. I got to think, man. I know I'm not usually that demonstrative on camera, man, but damn, man, let's go. Man, I can't wait. I can't wait to see Jeremy Sochan on Cade Cunningham. All right. So I'm going to read this thing. Man. I'm super hyped, super excited. I want to get y'all involved in the show, right? I want to get y'all involved in the show, man, but let's go. All right. So on my phone, I was typing like a letter to Leon Rose. And then I was like, yo, you know what? Let me just say it here. I was going to try to put it on X. And then I was like, nah, I'm going to just say it on the show. All right. So Leon Rose, you did it. You didn't chase headlines. You didn't panic. You didn't mortgage the future for noise. You went and got a piece. And not just any piece. You brought in a player who understands something deeper than numbers. And this is important, everybody. You brought in somebody that understands something that's deeper than numbers. You brought in a player who understands identity. Jeremy Sochan is not a box score player. He's a tone player. He's a scheme player. He's a culture player. And Leon, that matters. Because the Knicks are at their best when they know exactly who they are. Switchable, physical, annoying, relentless. A team that makes you uncomfortable for all 4 quarters and all 48 minutes, right? A team that doesn't break structure when things get loud at the Garden. Jeremy Sochan fits that. He doesn't need 15 shots. That's important, right? That's important. He doesn't need 15 shots. He doesn't need isolation touches. He doesn't need validation, right? He needs a role, a scheme, and a purpose. And in New York, he's got all 3. Switch 1 through 4, pressure passing lanes, close space, play small ball 4, and when the matchup demands it, crash the glass, make life miserable for wings who think they're gonna have an easy night. That's Knicks basketball, everybody. That's Knicks basketball, everybody. Jeremy Sochan doesn't shrink. He doesn't apologize for being different, right? Remember this kid's personality. He is a personality, right? Like New York is a fit for him, right? It's not about, is he a fit for New York? It's not about him like New York, will New York swallow him up? No, we already know that, right? We already know that New York's not going to swallow him up. We know this already, right? Jeremy Sochan doesn't apologize. And I have a bunch of stuff written, and I'm trying to stick to it, man, but I'm so hyped right now, man. Bro, this is like, I ain't gonna front. And I know this might seem like a small move to y'all, but this is a tremendous move for me. This move right here, to me, is the most exciting move the Knicks probably made for me in the last 5 years or so. For me, and I'm gonna explain why during the show, and I want to get y'all feedback too. Right? Sochan, though, is flexible, positionless, right? And he is comfortable being and making others uncomfortable. The only thing that matters to Sochan is winning basketball, right? He don't care about getting a certain number of threes. He don't care about the spotlight. All he cares about is doing his job. That's it. Jeremy Sochan, my brother, you'll probably never see this. You'll probably never see this. Right? Leon Rose, you probably will never see this, but I'm just going to say this to y'all anyway, just in case the good vibes have us cross paths, whether it's virtually or whatever it is. Great job, Leon Rose, for finding a fit. And Jeremy Sochan, welcome to New York, my brother. We are going to root our behinds off for you. Welcome to New York, Jeremy Sochan. Let's get it. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Man, listen, I already know, like, a bunch of people already talked about Jeremy Sochan today and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? I understand, like, they probably beat us to it. Like, you know, the Knicks and Night podcast comes on at night. So I can imagine you guys have heard a ton of things about Jeremy Sochan, right? Let me tell you about his areas of improvement. So, as you know, Jeremy Sochan has areas of improvement. Like, one of his areas of improvement is shooting, right? And not just shooting from a certain place, but shooting everywhere, right? Jeremy Sochan has an issue not with shooting the corner three, not with, you know what I'm saying, but he's not a shooter, right? He's not what you're going to consider someone with shooting potential that just needs to work on his shot. Nah, that's not him. But what he is, though, is a tremendously hard worker. Right? He's a tremendously hard worker. Right? Guys, I know guys put in a lot of work all around the league and things of that sort. The shooting for Jeremy Sochan is problematic. I'm going to see if I can find his shooting numbers. I'm going to see if I can find the shooting numbers and put them on the screen. Just going to see if I can make this a little bit bigger so that we can see them. Where's my thing at? I'm gonna just put it over here. Y'all bear with me. I'm gonna make an edit. I'm gonna just edit this real quick. Yeah. There we go. Let me save that and we'll put his career, his numbers on the screen so that we can talk about, so you'll know what to expect. All right, so These are Sochan's numbers. I'm sorry I can't make them any bigger. Maybe I can make them larger. But basically, Jeremy Sochan for his career is a low volume guy. He's going to take about 8 shots a game, 9 shots a game. He's going to shoot about 46% of the floor. Most of those makes are going to be at the rim, dunks and layups, right? He's not going to shoot the three well, if at all, right? He's probably a 20. The screen says 28%. I'm going to say he's probably like a 25% shooter. Sometimes he gets a little hot or whatever, maybe make 2 or 3 and maybe make 2 in the same game or whatever. But he's not a shooter, right? He's not a shooter. The reason why I feel like he was expendable with the Spurs is that with Victor Wembanyama, you had to put a certain type of player around Victor Wembanyama, and Jeremy Sochan is not that player, right? Jeremy Sochan, you can't play Sochan and guys like Sochan around Victor Wembanyama, or teams will just double team VW all game, right? That's one of the things. One of the other things, though, is he's played in 28 games this year with the Spurs. He's got a lot of DMPs. He didn't start the last couple of years, which also coincide with Victor Wembanyama. He hasn't been playing as much, right? Right. All right. So let's talk about some positives. Some positives. The one positive, number one, is upside. Positive number one is upside. He's super young, right? He's super young. Bear with me. So Jeremy Sochan will be 23 on May 20th. He's super young, a super young wing, right? Super young wing, right? Here are the other things that go along with. Jeremy Sochan is an excellent, explosive athlete. Jeremy Sochan is a different type athlete. Jeremy Sochan is an athlete different than what we're used to, right? Jeremy Sochan I think he's 6'8", 240. I think Sochan is about 6'8", about 240. Right? About 6'8", 240. So he's a big wing, he's athletic, and he's young. Right? Here's part number 4. He is a defensive monster. For all of us that wanted a bigger jumbo wing that could provide weak side coverage when our big is drawn out into the middle of the floor in pick and rolls. You know, teams hunt your center to pull them away from the rim for pick and rolls. And we tend to struggle with size and that weak side rim protection, that coverage. We struggle some with that. Jeremy Sochan, while he won't get all those minutes, he will at least be in the rotation. All right. Thing number 6, Sochan can guard 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s, and 5s. Jeremy Sochan can guard ones, twos, threes, fours, and fives. Now, would you prefer for him to guard ones all night? Not if you're playing Ja Morant, but what if you're playing Cade? Right? You don't want him to guard Ja Morant all night. But what if you're playing the Pistons? What if you're playing the Hornets? What if you're playing the Thunder? What if you're playing the Nuggets? Fritz Alcindor is in the building. Salute. So you wouldn't want Sochan to guard your Ja Morants or your Tyrese Maxeys all night, right? But what if you're playing the Igor guy in Brooklyn, Igor Dimon? What if you're playing them? Can Jeremy Sochan guard Derek White's and Drew Holiday's? Can he guard Cade's? Can he guard who else played? Can he guard Luka's? So we know comfortably he guards 2, 3s, and 4s. What about 5s? Do you want Jeremy Sochan to guard your Jokic? Probably not. Probably not. Right? But would you like to see him guard the Embiids? Maybe not in long stretches. Would I be comfortable with Jeremy Sochan guarding Joel Embiid during the course of a game? Of course. I don't want that to be his assignment. But I would be comfortable with that man switching on to scoring bigs. Would I be comfortable with Jeremy Sochan guarding Jaren Duren? Yes. Would I be comfortable with Jeremy Sochan guarding whoever the center is for the Celtics? Sure, in stretches. In stretches. What does Jeremy Sochan bring to the table? Jeremy Sochan is, for one, let me do a timeout. I'm just gonna do a timeout, right? And just because I'm laughing to myself that during the timeout, OG Anunoby and Jeremy Sochan walking back to the huddle, speaking to each other in English accents. That's funny to me. That's hilarious to me. What's a conversation between OG Anunoby and Jeremy Sochan going to sound like coming to the bench after a timeout? Right. Here's the ultimate thing I like about Jeremy Sochan and the Knicks. It's been my belief that since the first day I saw him at Baylor University, y'all know I took classes at Baylor, right? My first time laying eyes on him, I always felt like, well, two things popped out. For one, why is this dude, his playing style like Dennis Rodman? For one, like Dennis Rodman retired before this kid was born. That's one, right? But this dude totally sells out to play team basketball. And in our box score driven era, I think there are times when we fall in love with numbers and we don't fall in love with how the numbers are generated. How are the numbers generated as opposed to the numbers themselves? Jeremy Sochan effectively impacts how numbers are generated. And I know that sounds corny. Maybe it's like one of those things like, you know, Uncle Freezy fell in love with a guy. And nah, this has been like, this is not the Knicks pick up a guy and Uncle Freezy falls in love with the guy the Knicks picked up. It's not that. This is like a content creator's match made in heaven. Right? I'm not going to speak for all the other content creators out there. Right? I'm not going to do that. But I have had a love affair with Jeremy Sochan since Cully and them used to do the show, the late night show on Lawrence Tears. Since Cully and them was doing the show on late Thursday nights on the Knicks at Night podcast. Right? That was a long time ago. Yeah, I remember my guy Cully, when Cully used to do and Cully and them used to do the late night show on the Knicks at Night podcast. That's how long ago it's been. Tari Eason, Jeremy Sochan, and all them guys, the athletic wing draft. That's how long ago it's been. Right? Legitimately love Jeremy Sochan. Right? Now, without that. All right, so now, with all that said, how do you guys feel about the addition of Jeremy Sochan? I want y'all to put it in the chat, right? Tell me how y'all feel about Jeremy Sochan. What is it about Jeremy Sochan becoming a Knick that you like? And be honest. And be honest. What is it that you like about the addition of Jeremy Sochan? What is it that you dislike about the addition of Jeremy Sochan? I'm here for your conversation. Mind you, I'm biased. Or my opinions are biased. My opinion about Jeremy Sochan is biased. So if anything I say about Jeremy Sochan or Leon Rose in this conversation seems like sunny side up, it is. Right? Fritz says, nice. It isn't another mouth to feel. Another connector piece to promote passing and moving the ball. Also the defense. Right. I got you. Absolutely. And Jet Life for Life is in the building. Old head, what's good, brother? Says, I like Sochan because we need wing depth. His defense first, and he has good enough handle to bring the ball up. Right. We're going to get into that part of the conversation. We're definitely going to get into that. All right. We're definitely going to get into that. So how do y'all feel about Jeremy Sochan choosing the Knicks over 10 other teams? How do y'all feel about Jeremy Sochan having options once he cleared waivers and him choosing the Knicks? David Smith says Spurs couldn't even trade him. Is that a no? That's not what happened there at all. That's not what. In my opinion, the Spurs are a top-notch, excellent, classy organization that instead of trading this kid for random assets, they waived him so that he can choose his own future. He's 22 years old, and instead of them getting something that they probably wouldn't even use, like 2 second-round picks in the 30-30s, what they chose to do is the classy route. Cut strings with them and let that man choose his own path. And if you're a Knicks fan and you know that man sat for 48 hours to clear waivers, and right when the 48 hours were up, he chose the Knicks, means something about the Spurs, something about Jeremy Sochan, and something about the Knicks. Tori B, what's good?
How you doing?
Good, man. I'm hyped, yo.
I know.
This guy.
And you wanted him, right? So now is your opportunity. I don't know. I'm a little late, so I don't know if you've gone into detail about how you say his name, Sohan.
Sochan.
If you're going into detail about him, but I'm not as familiar with him as you are. The only thing I remember about him, right, is the that he was wreaking havoc on us in that game. Cal dropped 40 in to beat them on Christmas.
Right.
He was going crazy in that game. So I know he's a good pickup, but I want you to tell me why you so hyped that he's here.
You want me to gush over Jeremy Sochan again?
Yes, I want you to tell. I want you to. You don't have to gush, but give me
it come
the
with
attribute. It's going. All right, so gush. Go all in.
Fritz, what's good? I'm about to. Fritz, what's good?
Hey, what's up, Freezy?
What's up, Fritz?
Hey, what's going on?
Bro, the Knicks have Jeremy Sochan, bro.
I'm surprised it's you, bro. I'm surprised. I'm surprised.
Leon Rose, bro.
I told somebody early this afternoon. I was like, don't hold your breath. I said, don't hold your breath.
Bro, I promise you, bro. Just I'm speechless. I'm so excited about to me it's destiny, right? To me it's destiny. We like guys like this, right? We like over the years, we like guys that are lunch pail guys that play hard, only care about the game, take care of their body, do whatever for the team, and is selfless, care about the fans, like all these things, like Jeremy Sochan. Man, listen, man. I don't think the Knicks could have found a better fit after the trade deadline than Jeremy Sochan.
I'm thinking this is like an impossible signing. This is definitely like CAA working, because everything at the situation he's in, everything should tell him not to sign with the Knicks. Everything should tell him to not.
It's not everything. You're talking about money, right?
I'm talking about, if you're talking about your future, maybe they got a plan in place, but if you're just going by just like logic.
No, wait a minute. Hold on, Fritz. Wait a minute. Are you talking about on-court basketball stuff? Or are you talking about contract stuff?
On-court and playing time, and setting up your future money.
Explain to us why the on-court stuff was crazy then.
I don't think he's going to be in a position where he's playing 20 minutes a night. I think the Bulls are so wide open. He can walk onto the Bulls and get 20 minutes. Like the Knicks have like a defined role for him. Maybe it'll be good that people see him in a defined role instead of just playing on a losing team. But if he just wanted to showcase his skills I think there were better teams to allow him to do just do his thing.
You
I
mean
think
like better places for him to go where he would get more playing time?
get more playing time,
Okay.
and then be able to keep him. There's teams that are like, hey, we got a bunch of money next year, or you could just slide in now, and then next year, we could just keep it moving. Like the Knicks isn't that straightforward. The Knicks may have handshake behind the scenes, whatever, but it ain't straightforward. There isn't like a path, an easy path for him to be on the Knicks this year and on the Knicks next year. I mean, usually in this situation, like they did him a favor in that they did cut him, but they also did him a disfavor because if he just stayed on the team, they could say, "Hey, we could put you in a sign and trade. We could put you in a trade. You get your." But now he has to search for his food, and he's coming in as like a high draft rookie. Like this ain't the minimum deal that you're talking about. He made $7 million this year. I don't think you want to be in a situation that's like, hey, if I do good on the Knicks, can I make minimum next year? Like your mind is like, get me in a situation where I can make more money next year. And I think that most people would see that as, hey, let me get as much playing time as I can. Let me pad these numbers. So when I go shop, people go shop this summer, I could show them this. That's not the path he's taking.
I I, I have a question, right? That could that all that is sound, right? Like it's sound thinking. But maybe they had to have had discussions, right? He didn't just say, "Hey, the Knicks is the only team that want me." So there had to have been discussions between his agent and the Knicks about if he was going to actually be actively getting playing time for
Mm-hmm.
this team. And I don't think you could have any bigger ringing endorsement than possibly winning a championship with a team where you actually help, even if it was in the smallest of margins. So I think as a 22-year-old kid who was probably brought to this team to be a defensive specialist, if he can go in there and he can show and prove that he's those things, I think the sky's the limit for him. I feel like if he can go in there and play his part, if that's what they brought him in here for, and help the Knicks, even if they just get to the finals, and help the Knicks get to the finals, you don't think that that's going to be a feather in his cap when he go out there in free agency?
I think it would show that he's a good teammate. I think it would show that because there's some people who are just concerned that he got cut from San Antonio.
Yeah, but he got.
Ju-
I mean, I guess, but I don't know. I don't think he got cut because of playing.
no, he just didn't fit the style. It's
Right.
the style he played. It's Wemby time in San Antonio, and
Right, and I don't think
if
he
you don't
fit
sit,
into the roster. Right.
yeah. So if you don't gel with Wemby, like, hey, we ain't gonna
I,
compromise. Wemby is number one. Like, but I think the Knicks the Knicks pulled, like, this is a big pull for the Knicks. Like when I was doing the numbers, like people were talking about Jose Alvarado. Obviously, we were looking at, and then people would say Jeremy Sochan. You couldn't do both. Like the way the numbers work, like you couldn't do both unless the Knicks really did something crazy. You couldn't do both, and then somehow the Knicks pulled off both without giving up a lot of assets, which is amazing.
can we just
Uh,
tap Leon on his back for this one? Like he's turned Gershon Yabusele into Jose Alvarado, and what's his name? Jeremy Sochan. Go
mm,
ahead, Leon.
yeah,
Go ahead.
yeah, but yeah, I'm excited. I think it's a huge pull, but I think it's still limited unless there's a couple of reasons why they could do it as well. As they may want to rest like some people down the stretch. Josh has an injury all year, and OG is banged up. So I don't know. Maybe Josh might get some rest. And we haven't heard it. We haven't heard back about Deuce. Like the Knicks never announced that Deuce is out. Like they through the news, we've heard that Deuce is going to be out, but through the Knicks, we haven't heard that he's going to be out. So he may be out for the playoffs. I know a lot of people talk about before, but he might be actually out for the rest of the year.
Fritz, I don't like that kind of talk, okay? I don't want to hear it.
So I think it's a big get. I think it's going to be good because when we play as a team, like I don't think there's a team that can mess with us. Like when we play as a team, and this is a player who's not gonna come in and is like, "Yo, I want to take 20 shots." Like this is a guy. He's like, I'm gonna pass the ball. I'm gonna be a good teammate. I'm gonna make sure that ball will be moving, which has been our issue. So like it's gonna help out. Our big issue is like people holding onto the ball too well.
So that's where the conversation is at, and that's what y'all had the conversation because I didn't really watch anybody. I was just going off of I was kind of isolated with the Sochan thing. Is that what Knicks University is talking about?
What part?
Can the Knicks keep on? Will he play?
Yeah, I think people are wondering what his role is. Like, is he the backup for? Is he the backup for Cat? Backup for because the fit between Mitchell Robinson and Sochan isn't good. So people are going to say, okay, so most likely he's not going to play when Mitchell Robinson's in the game. So that means that he's going to only play with Cat. And it's like, how many minutes is that?
Why wouldn't he play if Mitchell Robinson is in the game? And forgive my ignorance if this is a legitimate question.
Two players who aren't good shooters. Two players who aren't good free throw shooters. Just offensively,
I get that on the offensive end, right? That may not work, but if you're putting a defensive lineup out there, say you know
in the fourth quarter,
you just
in the fourth
need
quarter,
a stop. If you just need a stop, you could put them out there together, right? Because they're both. I mean, again, I'm going off of hearsay because I don't know enough about him to say how good he is at anything. But from everything I've heard, he's a bit of a defensive specialist, right? So if you need a stop and you put him and Mitch out there, who we all know how Mitch defense is, like you put him and Mitch and maybe OG and maybe if Deuce is back, Deuce and maybe Mikal out there, and now you got your lineup that you think nobody can score on.
Yeah, like end of the game.
Right.
It was end of the game.
Right, but you wouldn't play him for long stretches, right?
No, I wouldn't play him for long stretches.
Okay, I get that.
Yeah.
Okay.
How do you see the fit, Freezy?
I think you bugging. Respectfully. At the offensive point, the spacing thing, for one, spacing is not just about spotting up being a spot up 3-point shooter. That's one of the things we have to in our conversations throughout Knicks universe. We think if a guy doesn't shoot a three, he can't space the floor, and that's nonsense, right? Nobody that has ever played basketball thinks that if you ever played, you can't think that if a guy doesn't shoot the three, he can't space the floor. That's not accurate. As a matter of fact, I would say that Jeremy Sochan's athletic ability, slashing and finishing in an offense that has a post-up guy at one level, a three-point shooter at another level, and you add the guys that cut to the rim to create space for other guys, is what the Knicks have been missing all year. Back when the Knicks offense looks great when OG Anunoby and Bridges are cutting to the rim, adding an athletic guy that can not only slash and cut to the rim, but when he catches that pass, defenses collapse. He's beyond what we call an adequate passer. As a matter of fact, I would say pound for pound, he's a great passer. In my opinion, I'd say pound for pound, guys 235 to whatever he is, he's a great passer. I think he's a great rebounder also. I don't think there is a defensive liability with Jeremy Sochan. And the reason why I don't think so is even if he does play with Brunson, Brunson doesn't have to be the ball dominant factor. Brunson can play off the ball while a bigger guard or wing, Sochan, can get us into offensive looks where Brunson can work to get open, Bridges can work to get open, OG, Shamet, whoever, they can work to get open, while Sochan is your offensive hub. And I know everyone has different philosophies, and we put players in boxes and all that stuff, but Sochan's not that. It's the reason why he was drafted so high coming out of Baylor, because he's not that, right? You're not drafted to be in the top 10 if you're not either high upside or that you have the ability to do multiple things, right? And I'm not saying Sochan's coming here to be the point guard. That's not what I'm saying. What I mean is I don't think there's not going to be lineups where Sochan is not going to be a fit because he shoots threes poorly, right? There are the means to get the ball in the basket. You don't have to just shoot the ball from 30 feet or from 25 feet. I understand that spacing thing. I think that's what the Knicks have been missing. And Knicks fans, to their credit, have been pointing out that the Knicks have a small roster for years, right? Like we see little guys trying to do big guy things. And then when we bring a bigger guy in to do those things that bigger guys were supposed to do, I don't know if that's a thing that I could go with. I think Jeremy Sochan is a perfect culture fit, perfect scheme fit, a perfect whatever you want type guy, because he's a glue guy that's also a Swiss Army knife. And Swiss Army knives can be useful for a lot of different things. That's how I feel about Sochan. I think he's a great kid. I think if he stays, he's going to epitomize the Knicks culture, like a dude that just wants to play to the crowd. If your crowd is energetic, he is going to play out of his mind. If your crowd is quiet and you need plays to energize your crowd and get them back in the game, he is your guy. We hadn't seen a Knicks player probably in years do dirty work type stuff like dive for loose balls and all that stuff. And I'm not saying that our team doesn't do that just as a thing. What I'm saying is if your fan base looks for any small thing to erupt, I think Jeremy Sochan is that player with that combustible way of playing basketball that's going to get Knicks fans excited and keep them excited. That's what I think.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm glad Josh Hart kind of has like a monopoly on like being able to hustle and do everything. Now you have another guy who can kind of hustle and do everything. When Josh isn't here, because when we saw Josh wasn't here, like you could see it. You could see it. So now you have another guy, like another Josh. And I think having two Joshes, I think is gonna be great for energy throughout the game. Like,
right. I think the player that's going to benefit most just by his presence is Karl Anthony Towns. And what I mean by that is Sochan is such a willing passer. I've never seen him enter a game where his mindset is, I'm not going to pass to a certain guy on certain things. If you're open, you're going to get it. Just be ready. And so he's not John Stockton and he's not Lamar Odom by any stretch, right? But again, like he's a high IQ basketball player. That's the reason why the Spurs drafted him. You know, the Spurs only draft certain type players, right? He's a high IQ, unselfish basketball player who, in my mind, is Jordache jeans when FUBU came out. That's it. Right? That's basically how I see him. Like maybe he was Guess jeans when Cross Colors came out, or he Guess jeans when Jabode came out. That's it.
Yeah.
And Tory B don't remember Jabode jeans because I think there might be an age limit, whatever. But yeah, but chat, y'all know what I'm talking about though.
No, sir, I absolutely remember Jabot jeans, and I think I'm dating myself. But yeah, I'm feeling real ancient right now. But I remember Jabot jeans. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
I go back to Jordache, right? I take it way back.
Some
Jordache slash.
Jordache and some Sergio Valente.
Right. I take it way back.
Yeah. I think the Sochan thing is such a I think it's such a match that I can't even believe that it's real. I honestly thought, like, you know, the Knicks will pick up some guy that we don't know about, maybe some 6'4" power forward that's 260 pounds and is never going to see the light of day. That's what I thought they were going to do, right? Yeah, hey, East Blue Jew, you remember, hey, VIM? Which I know about Vasco, which I'm going to know about Vasco jeans. But yeah, so that's, because when I saw the Dylan Jones acquisition, I was like, okay, 6'5", 235, you know, basically y'all remember Daquan Jeffries?
Yeah.
Dylan Jones was probably brought in here to be Daquan Jeffries. That style of girthy wing player that is a strong guard, but not really a forward, if that makes sense. Like they had a type, but bringing in Sochan, right? Sochan doesn't have ball handling issues. He's a good ball handler for his size. He does have court vision. His free throws look weird. Once he went to the one-handed free throw, yeah, I remember when he was shooting with two hands and he was bricking, and then he went to the one-hand free throw, and then he kind of got on track.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the one hand, and then there is the rebounding. Like, he does so many things. He fixes so many holes in your roster that, you know, by having him around, even in unclear roles, when you're a Swiss Army knife, you can fit any role. That's why they call you a Swiss Army knife, because whether you need a corkscrew or a pair of scissors, you always prepared. Yeah. I'm very excited about the pairing of Jose Alvarado and Jeremy Sochan. Clearly, the Knicks felt perimeter defense was an issue. And I think they're addressing the perimeter defense issue with Jeremy Sochan and Jose Alvarado. Now, does that mean they're going to play significant minutes and some guys that are bad on the perimeter are not going to play? No, it just means the defense will be better when they're in the game. That's it. And so does he have a clear role? Will he start? Will he come off the bench? Will he be rotational? Will he be situational? Of course, all that depends on how Jeremy Sochan embraces Mike Brown's schemes in these last $60 games, including the playoffs. Hopefully, it'll be close to 60 games, including the playoffs. So, however Jeremy Sochan impacts the Knicks, I'm sure how he plays is going to impact how much time he gets. Yeah. So Nick Yak says, yesterday was giving Shemet $50 million. Now Sochan cutting into his minutes. I don't know. I don't know. But what we do know, smart people will take new information and use it. Dummies will take old information that's outdated and save it and keep using it. So that's just how it is. Like if you get new information, you get updated information and it's accurate and you use it, that's being smart. If you keep holding on to old information, it just means you're not smart. So yeah. It's like them people that still, like those people that are still watching black and white TVs with the antenna on top. Why are you watching black and white TVs? You don't. Ohead says that Sochan also reminds of Boris Diaw. I think, yeah, maybe slightly. I think I like Sochan's defense better than Diaw. Diaw was a great offensive hub, kind of like in that Trey Lyles mode, like a great offensive hub. I think Jeremy Sochan, though, is a guy that can be your point of attack defender, can be your wing defender, can be your weak side coverage in certain defenses, and can guard certain guys in ISO defense. I think that's where he is. Adding him is definitely a positive.
Yeah. Do you think do you think the Knicks are done?
I'm say that again.
Do you believe the Knicks are done? Like
done with moves?
Yeah, the roster is complete. Like the roster, this is the roster.
I'm not sure. I'm so excited about Sochan and Alvarado that I didn't really think about anything else.
Yeah.
To be honest. Like I'm solely focused on Alvarado and Sochan. Like the Sochan part just makes the conversation that much for hoop heads. We could talk about passing angles and cutting angles and offset screens and ghost screens and back picks and jet actions now that Sochan is here, right? Fans will talk about who's at the scorer's table. The box score said they played such and such minutes. And we all know, like Fritz, you've been in the game long enough. You know it's not about how many minutes you play. It's about how impactful you are when you're on the floor. Because if you're on the floor and you're a -8 versus somebody who's on the floor 8 minutes, but they're a +20, which player had the better value?
Yeah.
You would say the +20 guy, right? And so what I'm asking from, or what I'm expecting from Jeremy Sochan is, and Alvarado, and whoever the Knicks play, is just be impactful when you play, right? Just be a net positive when you play. Because nobody is going to be, I'll say that nobody outside of Brunson, Bridges, and OG, maybe Hart, have a floor on how many minutes they're going to play. OG, Bridges, Brunson, and Josh Hart all know they're going to play 30+ minutes every night for the most part, unless there are some weird circumstances like a blowout, injury, somebody is raging hot, or whatever it is, right? We all know that. But everyone else, Cat, Mitch, Deuce, Shamit, everybody else knows that, it's one of those things where it's situational, game to game. You'd like to see Cat over 30 minutes. That means he's not in foul trouble and he's engaged in the game. If you see Cat under 30 minutes, that might mean the game took a turn somewhere and the Knicks had to pivot. It's the same thing with Sochan, whether he plays 8 minutes or 18 minutes, it's all on how impactful he is with the unit that he steps on the floor with. And these things will take time, right? So we won't say that the Sochan's reign at the top won't start off with 30 minutes a game, right? It'll be, he'll enter the game, he'll play, he'll have an impact, whether it's positive or negative, and then it'll be evaluated. Does he deserve more minutes? And things like that. Remember, we're getting Sochan off waivers. Like, he's not our #1 draft pick. So, yeah. Did you have an idea about the roster? Are you concerned about Jordan Clarkson?
Me? Oh.
No, Fritz asked me, and I just
no.
As long as
I'm not sure if he does. I'm like, is he still invested? Does he still want to? It looks like they kind of phased him out. Like, does he still want to be here?
I mean, he don't have a choice now. They can't trade him.
But the Knicks can release him.
I don't think they will, though. You think they'll let him go? I don't think they will.
I think if he didn't want to be here anymore, I think they would.
I don't. Do you think he doesn't want to be here? I mean, I think he wants to play more, right? But if you go out there and you put yourself and you get released and you get put on waivers, like, how many teams are gonna pick him up? Do you run the risk of not? If the choice is his, right? You run the risk of not getting picked up. If the choice isn't his, it isn't his. Like, he just beat. But if the choice is his and you step out there and nobody picks you up, you're done forever. Like,
yeah,
you're done forever.
I think his agent will make sure before he did that
Right.
he was the way to go. But
I think that if you have the opportunity to be a part of a winning culture, you stick it out.
Yeah.
Especially if there isn't a place that presents itself to be a better situation than the one that you're in, and you don't want to go from the Utah Jazz to the New York Knicks to the Washington Wizards. Like, who wants to do that?
Yeah, Clarkson's not going anywhere.
So if you stick it out with this team, and I think these pickups, right? If they are what we think they are. And I'm gonna let you, Freezy. We're gonna take the rock out your shoe that Fritz put in it, and we're gonna let you Glovier over Sadiq Bey. I mean, over Jeremy Sochan and the Sohans in a minute. But if these pickups, right, are the things that we think that they are, If Jose Alvarado is this defensive specialist and ball handler that we desperately needed, and Jeremy Sochan is the wingman that we needed, the tall, athletic, defensive big man that we needed in the front court, or bigger guy that we needed in our front court. Have we not plugged all our holes?
Yes.
And if we've plugged all our holes, do we not feel like we're ready for a championship run? As I said it earlier today, and it's not like it's my saying, but it's us saying. Offense wins champion and wins basketball games. Defense wins championships. And I think we plugged up all our defensive liabilities. So we should be en route to our championship run.
Agreed.
So why would Jordan Clarkson want to leave now? Like, even if he getting a minute a game, like, I'm about to get a ring. I wouldn't leave. I wouldn't want to leave. I would want to play more, but I wouldn't want to leave. And I think that's how most of those guys feel. Like, I know Kolick is probably pissed because his minutes keep getting cut because somebody else keep coming back. Deuce came back and Shammy came back, and then we got Alvarado. So I think he knows that he's pretty much bench bound. But you think he don't want to be a Knick? These guys don't want to go nowhere. Not now.
Nah, I don't think so.
And I don't think the front office wants to get rid of any of these guys.
Right.
No,
I think they like Kolick, and they like Mo, and they like. I think they like the team that they have. I think they like the young core that they have.
Yeah. I don't think the Knicks would be pushing anything. I was just thinking about, hey, when he came here, he was a big signing. Like, everybody, what he thought he was coming here for, what it's becoming isn't the same.
Who you talking about, Sochan?
No, I'm talking about Clarkson.
Clarkson, I think he falls out of favor because he goes into shooting slumps, but I think that comes from Mike Brown just not understanding the player that he has. Like, this is just who Jordan Clarkson is. But Jordan Clarkson is a streak shooter, no different than John Starks, right? We love him 10 games in a row, and then for the next 5, we want to fight him. And then you love him for 15 games, and then the next 3, you want to fight him. Like, that's who Jordan Clarkson is, but he's not getting enough minutes. And there just aren't enough minutes to go around. Like, you have to be the guy that walks in your instant bucket, because that's what you were brought here for. But if you're not getting consistent minutes, you're not going to be that instant bucket, because I think he needs to play to get to be his better self. And he's just not getting enough consistent minutes. Like, he pull him off the bench and he expect him to hit 4 or 5 shots and then sit right back down. Like, you got to get him in rhythm. And sometimes that take him 5 shots. But by the time he get them 5 shots up and only one of them went in, Mike Brown yanking him out the game. I'm like, yeah. And then he don't play defense. Well, he tried to play defense, but he not good at it. He tries so hard. And I promise you, I think that takes away from his game. I think he's trying so hard on the defensive end that his offense is just coming in second.
Right.
Like, so it's just this was a tough this is a tough transition for him, and I like Yabusele. I just don't feel like he's getting a fair shake. I just don't.
Yabusele?
I didn't think he got a fair shake here.
Okay.
So, and I feel the same way about Clarkson.
Okay. Yeah, that's tough, man.
But it just goes to, we have so many players. Like, it's so many guys. It's like, yo, if you ain't doing it today, sorry. Like, sorry. Sorry.
Right. Right.
Sorry. We got somebody else. We good. We good on this side.
One of the things that why is this thing showing up at the bottom? I'm trying to fix this thing. It got Tori B down here at the bottom. Let me move this thing up. Okay. One of the things I think about Clarkson, though, is basically this is what championship teams look like. And I'm sorry, Jordan Clarkson. Like legit, I like Clarkson. you know, I like to call him Hair Jordan. I know he don't like that nickname, but what he gonna do to me, right? But
I think he probably would like it. It's pretty cool.
yeah, Hair Jordan, right? One of the things about championship level teams is you would prefer to have a team with veterans on it, frustrated about the number of minutes that they get, than have a team with young players on it who can't win and you can't give away productive minutes, right? Like there are teams that play minutes every night, and those all minutes aren't productive minutes. All minutes aren't high leverage minutes, right? Some minutes are to a detriment. Team players learn bad habits. Example given is LaMelo Ball, where you get all the minutes you want, and over the years, it doesn't turn you into a winning player. Not here till recently, but I'm talking about all the years before this.
Right.
Right. Remember, LaMelo Ball and Anthony Edwards came out in the same draft, right? And there's a difference between the way that one player looks that went second and the way the one player looks that went first, right? And so when it comes to the Knicks fancy themselves as a championship franchise. I feel like they are, right? I feel Travel Vibes is in the building. Salute. I feel like they are. And teams like this are always going to have veterans like, man, I wish I had more minutes, man. I need more minutes. And that's what you want because they value the minutes that they'll get because you're only going to get 240 of them in a game, right? And you have to divide that up by however many people are in your rotation, right? So even if it's a 10-man rotation, every player is not getting 24 minutes, right? Your best players are going to get the lion's share, and people are going to have to earn those minutes based off merit, right? How good you're playing right now. You play good right now, you get more minutes. So with the Sochan thing, it's easy to envision a world where the competition is Landry Shamet versus Jeremy Sochan, right? But I think where Knicks fans should be is every night each player is going to go out and earn every minute they're on the floor, and to help the Knicks win, right? Because winning is the ultimate measure, not how many minutes you played at the end of the season, right? So if we win and guys play a little bit, we won. If we win and a guy played a lot, he'll play more minutes the next night. That's just the way I see it. Yes, anybody see it any different? Is somebody gonna get their job taken?
No, yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, just get in where you fit in, basically. I mean, an unfortunate injury, he could be right back in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he just gotta be ready.
And stay ready. That's a great point. Because the thing is not get ready for a moment, but you have to be ready throughout this run, which takes a lot of mental cachet. Like y'all ever had a job where you just leave your job mentally tired?
Yeah.
As opposed to physically tired?
Yep.
You know how like in that job you really may not even do, but the mental grind on you wear you out. Like, dang, man, I need a coffee or something. Anybody ever had like the foggy head at work? Because you burn through so many, your brain is processing so much stuff at one time that you seem foggy headed, but your brain is actually preoccupied with a whole bunch of stuff. You just need clarity. Like, that's where we are with I'm not saying the Knicks are foggy headed. What I'm saying is the Knicks these veterans off the bench have to be physically and mentally prepared to go out and give their very best with all the minutes that they get, if that makes sense. Nope. Okay. Well, maybe I'm dreaming. maybe I'm dreaming that players will have to prove themselves. Travel Vibes in the building. Salute. Miguel P says some players will also become matchup dependent, something Tibbs refused to do, and Brown seems open to try. I think I agree with that too. When I heard about the Sochan signing, in my mind, the first thing I thought was, is there ever going to be a world where all four of our wings are on the floor at the same time? Is there a world where Bridges, Josh, OG, and Sochan are all going to play?
So, where your scoring going to come from? Cat or Cat?
Close out a quarter, 30 seconds to close out the quarter.
I mean, it depends, right? Because that's all defense, really. Well, not really Josh, but
yeah. I think my guy is going to be creative.
I mean, go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't cut you.
No, just real quick. I think Mike Brown is creative in a way where the more ingredients you give him, the more elements you give him to tinker with, the more tinkering he'll do.
Do you think, right, that now that he has these two guys coming here, do you think his rotation gets bigger or gets smaller?
You mean in size or in depth?
In depth.
I think injuries will play a major part in that.
Barring no injuries. So we'll take that. We're barring no injuries. We're healthy. Everybody's here. What do you foresee? Because right now we got injuries, right? So you know these guys are going to get playing time. But when all our guys are healthy.
Right. I'm honestly going to say this is one of the secret elements of the year-long Mike Brown conversation is what? Yeah. Oh, I'll ask you. What's the one thing Mike Brown wanted his team to do since he got here?
Run.
I think Jeremy Sochan adds to that. I think Jose Alvarado adds to that.
Yeah.
Right. So it depends on. To me, it depends on. Is Mike Brown still gonna lean towards his system or lean more towards what this team is comfortable doing with the guys that they have already? So to Tori's question, I'm gonna intellectually answer like a coward, right? I think it depends on situations, right? Okay. Mike Brown wants this team to run. He said that multiple times in his press conference, right? Tom Thibodeau's personnel group, and this is Tibbs' team, right? The personnel group that Mike Brown inherited inherently doesn't embrace running. They'll run sometimes, but pace for this team is not really the thing. Now, you add a blur in Jose Alvarado, and you add a blur in Jeremy Sochan, and now you have guys that both, when they grab the ball, they can get the ball up the floor. One is more like a hummingbird fast, and the other is more like a freight train fast. Either way, they both get the ball up the floor. So if I'm being asked, when Deuce comes back, OG is back, does that mean Alvarado and Sochan will sit? I think when Deuce gets back, Alvarado is still going to play. When OG gets back and is healthy, I think OG is going to play, and Sochan is going to play a little bit. But he's not going to shave 10 minutes off of OG Anunoby's playing time. Yeah. So if it sounds like I answered that cowardly, I just want to answer it with nuance.
Right, because I think everything is situational, right? Because if Sochan is the defender that Everybody says he is. You think I was talking about this earlier. So he'll do better on the guards that Macau has trouble with, like the bigger guys, like the Cades and the guys like his type that genuinely cook Macau because he's just can't keep up with them because they're a lot bigger than he is. I think Sohan will probably do a better job
Okay.
with those guys.
Mm.
So in those instances, he'll be taking minutes from Macau because he'll have to go and spell him. And I don't mean that like he gonna be getting all Macau minutes that game. I just mean that, he's gonna get subbed in a lot earlier than normal because he might just be the better defensive matchup for that player.
Right.
I feel like Leon plugged them holes, man. I feel like he did it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Like he
think.
did it.
Yeah, I think Huck Porty, he goes into development mode like Huck Porty isn't. I don't think he plays much at all past this point.
Right. I just think those guys, I mean, they haven't been getting enough playing time. Like, I felt like he was using Mo and Kolick, right? Before we got Alvarado and Sohan. I think he was using Mo and Kolick to bringing them along as fill-ins in the playoffs. And I mean just in the regard to so that they don't screw it up. Like, all right, we up 5, we up 7. We could put these guys in. They're not going to lose the lead. Mo can knock down a shot. Kolick can run the offense for a few minutes to get these guys some rest.
Right.
But now we got Alvarado and we got I just feel like we got so much.
Right.
It sounds weird, right? When you picked up 2 players and now you feel like you have everything.
Right.
It's just, like I feel like we have people.
Right.
I already felt like we had enough to win. Now I feel like we picked up all the reinsurance that we needed.
Right.
Yeah, I think we're at the point. Like my concern recently has been, hey, if someone get injured, can we survive it? Can we survive an injury? I think the Knicks could survive an injury, like down the stretch. Before I thought if you removed OG, this whole team falls apart. Like you didn't. Who would play OG spot? There was like nobody. You couldn't even. I don't even think it would look passable.
Right.
So I think he put players where he can rest players down the stretch and make sure they're well rested for the playoffs.
Right.
And if anything bad happened, the Knicks championship run won't just end.
Right.
Long Island Sound. When did we say all 15 guys was going to play? I think we're discussing who's going to get the playing time.
Yeah.
Not that everybody was going to get playing time, because that's just unrealistic. We know 15 guys are not going to play in every game.
Yeah.
Unless there's a blowout and you pulling guys off the bench. Like, we get it.
Yeah. Yeah. And just one other time, put the topic on the screen. I wanted to talk to y'all about it. Did y'all hear that Gershon Yabusele redid his contract in order to get traded?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, because he had a player option.
Yeah.
Because but the thing is that he might have been thinking about leaving already.
Right.
Because like he's gotten offers from overseas to go back overseas.
Right.
And they're asking him, yeah, we'll give you this much if you leave right now, we'll give you this much, or you leave this summer, we'll give you this much. You got to think about Yabusele. He just came off a great summer. Like forget the NBA. What he did this summer makes him a big deal overseas.
Right. Yeah. I think the Yabusele helping the Knicks by helping himself thing was major because I think he wanted to prove that he can play. And by being in Chicago right now, he's showing everybody that offensively he can play. And so that was it. I felt like that was his motivation to get out of New York by any means, that'll keep him healthy. And I don't mean, I mean financially and future forward healthy. I don't mean physically healthy. Right. Like without closing doors and eliminating his options, exploring the best way to get out of New York so that he can show the world that he can play.
Yeah.
Right. So I kind of appreciate Yabusele for that. And who knows, like what he took with that contract is that can we link Yabusele's exit to Sochan's entrance? I don't know. I don't know if there's a mean, but I know Yabusele is glad to get out of here.
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if Bulls drop Yabusele and somehow he ends up on the Spurs. That wouldn't be the weirdest thing I've heard. Wow. That wouldn't be so weird. That wouldn't be the weirdest thing.
Wow. Hey y'all, I'm super excited about the Knicks getting Jeremy Sochan. I ain't gonna lie. This is the biggest moment of the year for me. Like in terms of basketball and all that, this is the biggest moment of 2026 for me. This is my moment right here.
Yeah, this is a shocking move. Like this shocked me. Like today, it's like I couldn't see this kid doing this. Even though I said I'd love to have him on the Knicks, but I couldn't see him doing it.
Right. Yeah, man. Hey, Tori, you got anything else?
No, I'm just, Long Island Sound seems to think that we're gonna be all 15 players and still gonna play on the floor. I mean, I gave him what I thought would be out there, but other than that, no, I don't have anything. I'm just excited I'm happy my guys is getting some rest because I think they need it. Off to Cancun right now in the middle of the season, so we ain't got to go to Cancun in June.
Right.
I'm hoping we get our guys back healthy and they stay that way for the rest of the season. Right. I'm excited for the second half of the season to start because I want to see what these guys do, what they bring to the table.
Yeah, anybody excited about NBA All-Star Weekend Rising Star Challenge? Any event?
I haven't been excited about the All-Star game since they changed the format.
But we don't have anybody in it.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't have anybody in it. I would there's been people dropping out, and I'm like, has DOR done enough to get on with the rookies? But nah, he didn't get on the rookie team.
Yeah.
Good. Go rest. Go home. Go to bed. I don't want the Knicks. I don't want none of the Knicks in the All-Star game. Any of them. Cat and Jalen should stay home too.
Yeah. Right. They playing they're doing 2 events.
Right. Go home and go to bed. Just please.
Right. Tell you what, I'm not excited about All-Star Weekend at all. And the reason why is because I think since I've been watching NBA basketball, the term star has gradually been stretched to a proportion where I can't recognize the good from the greats no more. So when they say all-star, I'm like, okay, who's going to be in the all-star game? Jordan Clarkson? Like, I don't know who's in the all-star game this year, right? That's my feeling on it, because I come from an era of, or my initial NBA basketball watching started when teams may have a team could legit play all season and not have a star, right? the star was like Wilt Chamberlain, and everybody else had good teams. And I don't want to sound like an old fogey about that, but what I will say is I'm down on NBA All-Star Weekend. I'm super excited about the future of New York Knicks basketball, and I think Jeremy Sochan somehow will be a part of that. And I think it's a very shrewd move by Leon Rose. On that, everybody, we'll wrap up. We'll get out of here. Thank y'all for coming through and rocking with us. Peace, everybody.
I rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know.